They'll be calling you a radical. Back to the epic fight. Back to the greatest, epic, most hardcore, bully buster, David versus Goliath fight in human history. Where we go from here, Fukushima, here's what I'm going to do. 1st of January, it's going to start. I'm going to call it my Art of Survival Post-Ignorance Walk. I'm going to start on the Mexican-American border. I'm going to walk on the Pacific Ocean. I'm going to walk every day as far as I can walk until the walk ends, or, you know, whatever the natural forces take me. You know, my fight with leukemia, my fight with the nuclear cartel, my fight with the rats and the trolls, my art of survival. I'm going to walk every day along the Pacific Ocean starting the 1st of January. The Art of Survival Walk. Now here's how it's going to work. I'm going to start off in Southern California. And I'm going to walk on the beach every day. Every day along, and where, you know, there's areas that are private, and I know that will go up, whatever. Most of it I can walk along the beach. We get high tides in certain areas, I'll cut up, which I've pretty well done already anyway. But I'm going to do this every day, and I'm going to invite, you know, everybody and anybody to come walk with me, even for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, one day. Now, we'll walk along, and at night, you know, we'll do whatever I got to do. We're going to have somebody, hopefully, following me along in a, you know, RV, there where I can sleep in the RV at night and then go back out and do it because I got to eat and everything, and, you know. But I'm going to try to walk all the way, you know, at least the state of California. You know, we'll stop at San Onofre, stop at Diablo Canyon, the Art of Survival, and we're going to invite marine biologists, we're going to invite all scientists, and I want people to really understand this. My walk against the nuclear cartel from birth, I was nuclear contaminated before I was born. I want people to understand this as far as an expert on this fight. 1, I was born in Utah, right here. My father was human guinea pig in the Nevada test site, in the trenches, human guinea pig. Watched him die of leukemia. Watched the epic fight. Stegner was here, Edward Abbey here, you know, Carol Gallagher, all of them here. They raised me. They brought me up in this fight. Utah down where Scott Matheson knew him very personally as he died of leukemia. Everybody that died, I've watched this, I've lived it, my neighbors, my friends, everybody dying. I haven't ate, slept, drank this, I sleep with it. Fukushima happens, go crazy, it's going to give you leukemia, it's going to give you leukemia, it's going to... Look at the tags, every early video I did, in an intense, radical way. Then I get leukemia. The survival, I want people to know the type of leukemia I got. They're actually going to name the treatment. There's a brand new worldwide treatment that's going to be named after me. And a guy named Brian Morris ahead of me, who's already been used on one other guy. Nobody survives this disease that our whole group, our beautiful group of friends, so many of them, we all got sick at the same time right here. Hardcore cancers. Hardcore. I mean, brutal. Entered my body. I'm alive. Or I've survived against all odds. I've done it without a bone marrow. First person they know of in the world who's voluntarily done this type of disease without a bone. Now, Brian did it. I don't know how he lived. They thought he was going to die. I think even he thought he was going to die. And they patted out me, you know, and hopefully he'll come walk with us. You know, it's an amazing journey. I've not... Heavy chemo, yeah, but it's been more... Our doctor said it beautifully, my incredible team of doctors. I have the greatest oncologists assembled in the history of humanity. For real. You know, a whole team of doctors. They like, oh, we just watch you, Kevin. You go. And you've been able to watch how I go out in the street, that's where... And Million Mass March, that incredible... We know who we are. That incredible group, they have to be part of this in their own way. There's plenty of you in California. You know, you wear your mask, whatever... I want cancer survivors. People that maybe have cancer. I want people to understand, people that do have cancer. Me, I've walked up and down that beach. This is the art of survival, which that's what our mighty blue Pacific has to be, the art of survival. I found this rock on Oceanside. Now, I've had people look at it. Some people say it's thousands of years old. I've heard a person, you know, one anthropologist says it could be even much older than thousands of years old. See where the thumb went? You could see the fingerprint. It was obviously a tool. You know, a lot of ancient societies put a rock in their pocket. You know, the walking meditation. I want people to understand that's a lot of what I've done. When I travel, and I've done this, there'll be days I'll walk 8, 9 hours. 16 hours sometimes, nonstop. Which I've done that California up and down because I knew that the lungs had to be so... It's been part of my survival, the meditation. Now, I've said it many, many times. The mighty blue Pacific. She watches out over me because I watch out over her. I'm a bully buster. And I want people to understand, in Utah, I'm a hardcore radical activist and everybody knows it here. The media has hardcore blackballed me here. And I could prove. I mean, you watch this video I shot in 2010. I was the lead story on KSL. The lead story at 6 o'clock. Going to be the lead story at 10 o'clock. Got a call from John. He says, you're blackballed. The Masonic Temple one, I think, the most famous building in northern Utah besides maybe the temple, and I think it's even more famous than that, infamous in its own way, is I'm hand chiseling, hanging from a rope. The attorneys that own it called and called, says they refuse, the Standard Examiner, the Tribune, they refuse to do anything because it's you. My voice shows, and I could prove this over and over and over, and there's plenty of people that can testify that. You can watch so many videos, you can watch so much media outlet, my voice appears everywhere. I've been driving through the desert because that's where I hang out, so I protest all over out there. I hear my voice all the time. I hear my voice show up on interviews when San Onofre, Fox News, they promise. I said, you're not interviewing me again. You're quit wasting my time. Oh, we promise. They won't use my face, but they'll use my voice. My voice shows up everywhere. I mean, you listen to the RT, Uncut Chronicle, that's all my voice through there. So much. I mean, there's media all the time. KSL, you hear my voice all the time in freaking interviews or in crops and chops. Illegally, by the way. You know, without my permission. On some of them have my permission, but in California, multiple outlets. You know, I've heard my voice in the middle of the night multiple times. You know, because I'll cruise around listening to radio stations where, because I like to listen to music at night and radio at night. That's how I see it, because I don't have a TV. But, so, that's what it's going to be. Now, I want to talk about our radioactive Robert, a surfer at San Onofre, who got testicle cancer, and his young, beautiful daughter had Pepperdine, the wave. She got cancer. They didn't know about Fukushima until they both got cancer, and they started watching my videos. He did those. Those are so great, whatever. But I don't know how and I don't know why, but this painting is the painting that I'm finding out all my art all these years that, you know, maybe the YouTube camera, I'm really starting to get it. I've been getting approached by, I got approached by 2 museums that are interested in that painting. You know, out of blue. You know, they're not interested in anything I do, whatever, blackball, but all of a sudden they're interested in this painting. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I mean, I really love that painting. You know, in a lot of ways, but so, you know, I've got an offer on it, a big offer. A lot of money was offered to me on it, and I told them no. You know, because this has nothing to do with money. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if I got 1 cent. You know, I don't care. Cancer did that to me. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So, we'll set up shop in San Diego, and I want people to understand this. I have emails from Chris Busby when I was in critical condition, going in and out of a coma, attacking me. I had to talk my uncle out of flying and go and beating the fuck out of me. He's a piece of dog shit. I have the emails from Arnie Gundershill in the early days coming at me, telling me this is a fucking hydroblast. I didn't know I didn't have. You know, I love Helen. Do not get me wrong. I absolutely love Helen. I think Helen's done incredible work, but you know, she hates me. That's all right. That's fine. You know, go sell some more books. As far Kevin Camp, I can't stand that phony fraud piece of shit. And this is John Hurley's words himself, the National Press Corps guy. Oh, he showed up to our million mass one. His own words about Kevin Camp to me. He's not anti-nuclear. Him and his wife freaking socialites around this town. Look who funds them. You do know who funds them. Look it up who funds all these people I'm talking about. Look who funds Busby. Look it up. You think they're anti-nuclear? And Busby will say this, Gunderson will say this, they all say this. That somehow the contamination from Fukushima is homogeneous, slushing across the ocean. It's the biggest fucking lie in the world. And by the way, the second that the trial goes on, I had a conversation with one of the lead attorneys that's going to be going after Gene, not Paul who's on it now. I love Paul for doing what he did, but I had a conversation with them today. I'll be there every single day when that trial freaking starts. Oh boy, we're not letting anybody off the hook on this fucking thing. And our team of investigative journalists will be there. We'll be there. We have all the information, we have everything backed up, and, you know, these guys are the real heavy hitters, and they're coming in. Well, they've already been there. They've talked to me. They were there when Lori and I was there. The heavy hitters. They come there as observers, you know, conversations with me. I went to dinner with several of them. I've talked to them multiple times. My granddaughter gave that to me when I was dying. She was 2 in there. I clung onto that rock. Where'd you get that, little girl? Oh, Grandpa. I don't know, so every time I say her, grasshopper, grasshopper, she laughs. She's 5 now. She's in school with that beautiful angel. She says, Grandpa, I finally figured out where I got that rock. I've had it in my hand at the Pacific Ocean, you know, so many times. She says, I got it at Hansen Planetarium. I says, oh, it's a meteor. She said, yeah. Isn't it amazing? Ancient societies just put a stone and they used to walk. That's what I'm going to do. You know, the Mormon Battalion walked down there. I'm the grandson of Abraham Hunsaker IV. He's my grandpa. You know, I used to tell him all the time, you know, my grandma used to say, the great Mormon historian, before she died, I'm going to say, oh boy, did you two have it figured out. 6 granddaughters and 6 grandsons. Just enough for freaking pallbearers. She used to laugh. She used to love that. He had all daughters, but he was the first guy in San Diego, his walk. He walked all the way. By the way, he walked exactly this path, all the way up to Suiters. He's one of the guys that found the Golden Suiters Mill. You know, and without him there would have been no Mormon church. I mean, we went to Old Town, the marker's missing, because the Mormons are trying to rewrite history. But I'm going to continue that walk, because this is much bigger than anything ever was then. This is the death of the Pacific Ocean. It's being killed. This is Pacific genocide. This is the art of survival. And so I'm just going to start my walk, and I just, you know, it'll be organic like me. Organic, mutated sunflower in the wind, because that's what I am. Is they tried to make a sequel out of me. I've been living this from birth. I was mutated before I was born. I have a twin sister, by the way. A couple little mutated freaking, you know, my father's freaking nuked to death in the Nevada test site, drafted, beautiful Marine, you know, in the bone marrow transplant, lived it. I've been living it for 3 years. You've been able to watch it. You know, my walk for survival, it's going to start the 1st of January, right there about, maybe New Year's Day, I'm hoping. And I'm just going to do it. I'm going to walk it. And, you know, call attention and pay respect to the ocean. And it's going to be rooted around the mighty Blue Lady. Is I stand for her, she stands for me. And I fear no evil, because the angels, they watch out over me. Because I'm doing the right thing. For the right reasons. And as I want cancer victims to maybe come walk for an hour or two with me. You know, I have survived this disease so far. Against all odds. I am alive. You know, and the mighty Blue Pacific has been a big part of it. I've been down there so many times. Up and down so many piers. I've been all over that place. Wild critical condition. You know, in New York City, in D.C. But this has to happen. And I'm just going to do it. You know, I imagine it'll take me months. You know, I don't know how long it'll take me. We'll see how it goes. You know, it'll be organic. You know, and I have no plan. I'm just going to go down there and I'm just going to do it. You know, and I'm sure somebody will step forward. They always do. Somebody will come forward and say, hey, I got a motorhome. I'll follow along. You know, and, you know, we'll just go along. You know, they can drive her up the 101. What a cool trip that will be. And I know every nook and cranny of that place, especially in SoCal. You know, I know it. You know, I know it because I've already done it. You know, so that's the plan. The art of survival. And, you know, anybody that wants to participate, you know how to contact me, whatever. But it's going to start the 1st of January, maybe New Year's Day. I'll start down in San Diego, you know, down on the Mexican-American border, somewhere thereabouts there. And, you know, we're going to walk every square inch of that freaking coastline, all the way up. And has nothing to do with taking pictures. Has nothing to do with, you know, taking samples. The Navy has all the samples, by the way. And we know it's done. And the marine biologist is going to call attention that they refuse to, you know, they refuse to tell the greatest fucking tale in a long, well, maybe in the Earth's history. I mean, it's not pockets. All right, it is pockets. It's not a bathtub. It doesn't slosh across. You know, the greatest cover-up in human history, bar none. The greatest ecological catastrophe in the history of mankind, bar none. Bar none. You know, so that's the plan. And I'm just going to do it. You know, and we'll see what evolves and how it comes out. And, you know, you come walk with me for 5 minutes, 10. I don't care if anybody walks with me. I'll do it by myself because it's been a lonely walk anyway. And I've got plenty of experience. Wore holes in those shoes in California. There's holes in the bottoms of these shoes. You know, I used to wear those. I wore holes in multiple shoes. So, walking up and down that coast. Everybody knows it all over. Million Mass March that day. Oh boy, they almost did me in that day. We walked for what, about 18 solid hours that day. All over DC. That's my voice screaming and ranting and raving all through there. You know, I have a voice, I'm going to use it. You know, and I said, I'm not going down. Taking a call third strike. I told my doctors in there, I'm going down swinging. You know, so that's what it'll be. The post-ignorance walk. The art of survival. Stand tuned.